Hey guys, it's the Scribbler, and we're gonna be reacting to Game Through the Hidden Code of Unus. Annus. I mentioned this in like the last reaction. You probably know. Yeah, I haven't been watching like all of the Unus Annus crap, but I do like the idea, and I've been watching like the ending videos so far, and they've been kind of like recommended to me, which they were pretty nice. I really like the freaking stuff they make. So I need to react to this video though, because after Unus Annus goes away, he's gonna have to delete this theory. I can tell he's gonna do a time thing right now. Let's go.
It's a theory. It's a theory. It's a theory. It's a theory. We live our life.
Okay. You got a few tears out, a few cringy tears. I like the idea, but you know.
Each second for granted. But what if we knew how much time we had left remaining? Whoa, what was that? That felt real weird. It's like I'm in some sort of trans-dimensional toilet or something. Oh, here I go again. This motion is making me a little nauseous. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Oh, I definitely threw up a little bit in my mouth that time. I don't know who decided to put that spiral back there, but it was not a good. I am so sorry. I had deep, insightful things to say about death and existence and meaning, but I can't do it. Please kill me. Please kill me right now. How much time do I have left? Please check the clock.
Why? This seems like something that like Markiplier would do. Like for like a skit. Kind of fits. That black and white.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, the show trapped in the never-ending time loop that is YouTube. So make sure to smash that subscribe button so you don't miss this limited time opportunity. Today, I want to talk about a channel with a much shorter lifespan, Unus Annus, meaning
what? I'm not.
in Latin.
In my freaking Rick and Morty theory reaction, I wasn't reacted to. Wait, what? I wasn't subscribed to the film theorist, and I'm not even subscribed to the game theorist either. So, okay then.
Why does that not sound right?
Unus Annus.
Sorry. Typo. Critical typo. Two N's in that anus. I see. Okay. Unus Annus, meaning 1 year in Latin. Much better. Unus Annus is a YouTube experiment spearheaded by Mark Fishbach, aka Markiplier, and Ethan Nestor, aka Crank Gameplays. Now, as the name implies, the channel will only last for 1 year, and after that, it's gone.
All we'll have is the memories that we make along the way.
And the merch.
And I don't mean they're not making new videos or anything. I mean they're taking it all down.
When time runs out, we will be deleting this channel at every single.
The merch is just gonna like disintegrate.
Now, as I'm writing and recording this, the channel is actually slated to die in exactly 1 month, November 15th, 2020. It's my birthday, actually. 1 year closer to death. Speaking of permanently jumping off the mortal coil, it's no secret that this channel is going to be thematically linked to the impermanence of life and the inevitability of death, which is why its motto, Memento Mori, translates to remember you will die. But will the channel actually die? You see, true to most of Markiplier's other projects,
they've been kind of explaining it more in the recent videos.
Of Unus Annus. Sure, to 99.99% of viewers, this is a channel full of hot chip challenges, slapping raw chickens until they're cooked, and pea saunas. You heard that right, pea saunas. Steaming their own urine so they can sit and marinate in it.
What does it mean when it's more foamy? I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Scientists out there, what does it mean when it's more foamy?
Yes, all the scientists watching this.
But peer through the pea stream steam and you'll see that someone is fighting back against the death of this channel. That there are other forces at play in these otherwise normal-looking vlogs. Something that is much more serious and much more sinister than you would expect out of this sort of channel. And with less than a month before the day of reckoning, we have to
it seems like there's something going on.
like the channel, our chance will have passed us by.
It's not too late to join us on this journey. You can still subscribe. You can still like the videos sooner than you think.
Yeah, like that video. I've watched this one.
Oh, and by the way, Mark, your pee is probably foamy because you had a full bladder and the stream just caught a lot of air bubbles in there. Or you just have extra protein in your urine right now. Just watch out because too much foam is going to be usually tied to kidney disease. Also, I am not a doctor, but as a concerned friend of yours, stop breaking your nose. Now, the first thing to make clear is that this is not Mark and Ethan in these videos. I know that might be confusing because, you know,
Gonna have
certainly
like
looks like Mark
the
shaking
health
his dog
theorists
Chica,
channel
and Ethan
next.
failing to do a Russian accent.
Welcome to Russia.
But in reality, throughout
You
the
get
series,
vodka.
they're embodying characters other than themselves. Ethan is Unus in black, and Mark is Annus in white. There's a lot of evidence of this throughout the series via clips like this one.
I've done bad things. Annus has done bad things.
I've done things you wouldn't even imagine.
You have made Annus extremely angry.
Or here, where while playing games in the dark, the score graphics
I think I remember that,
changes
actually.
from soft boy and masochist to their character names of Unus and Annus. But really, all you need to do to prove this is to look into the description of any of their videos. Annus links to Markiplier, Unus links to Crank gameplays. These are characters, which is why at the end of this channel's life, they'll canonically be able to die.
That
while Mark,
truth.
Ethan, and their various other personalities like Darkiplier and Blank
Truth of Unus
gameplays
Annus
live on.
video.
Throughout the series, we see these two characters contemplate their own mortality and the meaning or lack thereof of life. These moments often take on a different visual style from everything else in the world that surrounds them, usually shot in a more cinematic style, using a different aspect ratio, and usually with a higher quality camera.
I didn't feel a thing. It's empty void inside this club.
Wow.
And inside me.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Even in the middle of lighthearted videos like painting Mark's body,
I don't remember that.
the eighth wonder of the
Dang,
world,
that was
can
actually
sucker punch
kinda
you with
cool.
a sudden dose of reality.
Do you think that this is all just a vain attempt to try to last longer than we should?
Is anything that we do, does that have a point? In
Jacked.
the end, it really does.
Also, internet's blowing up about Felix's new bod, but we're all sleeping on Markiplier. Come on, internet. Look at that sweet piece of man candy. But lately, there's been an added element to many of these scenes. During the Camp Unus Annus series of videos, we start to see Unus and Annus dying multiple times. The most obvious example is in the video How to Start a Fire, Except Don't. Mark,
I don't think I've watched any of
brave
these.
enough to summon fire from Satan himself, decides to kill Ethan. As he stares at his knife, Ethan's alter ego Unus stares in through the window. Just as Mark is in the process of killing Ethan, Unus walks away, and we cut to Mark and Ethan.
Yeah, I've seen that, but freaking that like Resident Evil 7 DLC that Ethan must doesn't have anything to do with the video, but yeah.
Now, that one scene alone was so alarming that it caused a number of GT fans to immediately rush to our subreddit to start theorizing. But the thing is, these two characters have died many, many more times prior to that.
Yeah, it's like a
T-Mobile's been building its 5G network for a moment like this.
there's like a time loop kind of thing, I think, but like it's not like a time loop. I don't know. Yeah, I mean it's kind of like a time loop.
Mark suffocates when Ethan
I don't
abandons
know.
him. And 2 videos before
Maybe.
that, they both die in a bear attack. And before all of that, there are these repeated scenes of horror and death. So what is going on here? Are they dying? Are they not? Are these imaginary scenes? Well, to understand that, it's gonna take some decoding. Watch this. Did you see it? Watch it again. There's a hidden code there. Yep, in the black screen at the end of the video, if you look really, really
That
closely,
freaking
you'll see a
FNAF.
faint outline of some sheet music hidden in the darkness. Crank up the brightness, and you see this. Well, it's kind of a mess there, but luckily the same code appears in another video, Puberty Simulator. But the point is this: by the time this channel dies, there will be 365 videos, and hidden throughout those 365 videos are small little codes like this, barely perceptible. I mean, that is a huge amount of content to comb through. Luckily, the Unus Annus Lore Hunters Discord
What?
has ridiculous notes over it all, which without them I would have never.
Guess
been able
that's
to
the
gather
best
as
way to
much
hide
evidence as I
crap.
had for what's going on in these videos. So thank you guys so much for that. You guys are all theorists out of my own heart. But it's in these codes sprinkled throughout the videos.
Dang,
that
I had
we'll
no
learn the
idea.
True story of this channel. Someone or something.
I knew there was something up, though.
Trying to stop the clock. in the video, our fans try to scare us with their homemade creepypasta. There's a very, very brief flash of the following hidden in some static. What will happen if the clock stops? Could I find a way to keep it going? This sets up the idea that someone is trying to prevent Unus Annus from reaching its conclusion. From there, more
The
hidden
fans.
codes tell us about this person's struggles and progress. A month later, in a video all about making food for their dogs, the video ends with this graphic, and the bottom suddenly switches from a joke to yet another code. This one reading, I couldn't stop it. Will I die with the machine? 3 days later, we see this individual having some success. In Does This Magnetic Skincare Routine Really Work? We see this code hidden in the editing program that's shown on screen. With so many Y's and Z's,
God.
it has to be hidden in Polish, right? Or maybe Russian? No, it's just another.
I mean, I really like these codes, but
translates to free, or so I thought.
sad that I never
Another
like
layer is
catch
still
them
fun.
really.
So whoever
That I
or
never did
whatever
catch 'em.
is sending these messages, they're trapped in some sort of machine, hence them worrying about dying with the machine. And they're under layers of security or layers of reality that have to be peeled back in order for them to finally escape. There's also some evidence in these hidden codes to support the idea that both Unus and Annus have died multiple times throughout this series, and heck, maybe even before the series was launched, only for them
They're
to
trying to
be
kill
replaced.
like immortal
Going
beings.
back to that sheet music puzzle I showed you before, each measure of music is its own word, and the different notes are all representing different letters. So translating the whole thing out, you get the following, quote, "Happy birthday to the beast, or to the body that once housed me, a transfer made for pity's sake, tricked into the machine as he has my cake." Again, we see a reference to this machine. Whoever this is, they were lured in and now they're trapped. It's also worth noting this line about the body that once housed me. It suggests that there's a separation of this person's mind from their physical form. Again, suggesting some sort of transfer of their consciousness into a machine.
Yeah,
say a
I was about to
computer,
say it's
a
kind of like an
transfer
AI
made for
almost
pity's
now.
sake. It could just be there to sound cool or sound poetic, or it could actually be saying that their consciousness is in the machine because their body was no longer fit to physically survive. Like, say you were dying. To preserve your life, your consciousness gets passed into a machine while the body wastes away. That would be a good example of something done for pity's sake. And again, if you exist in a machine,
Yeah.
there are any number of copies of you, which would be why we'd be able to see Mark and Ethan die multiple times, but then they're back in the next upload. There are two other secret codes that I should mention briefly, but don't have a lot
So
to say about.
Unus and Annus
Ethan
may be
roasts
like
Mark for 15 minutes straight. We have this quote,
just
"In the
copying
comments,
themselves
you
and
will read the
pasting
words.
themselves
You will see our wise
again,
controlling
maybe.
pawns who type our deeds. That is Discord, not FaceTime. Within this truth, a question posed. Could the peace sauna be ever close? Now, this wasn't so much about lore as it was alluding to the fact that fans really wanted that peace sauna episode to happen, and through their
Give us
comments,
the
they
peace
made that
sauna.
upload happen just a week later. Hence that cryptic message about the peace sauna being ever close, and the comments basically willing it into existence. The same is true for this other hidden code in Learning to Cry on Command. Here, there's a cipher that translates to, "The long wait ends with 24 more for a path of destiny chosen before." And yes, this is yet another reference to the peace sauna episode. 24 hours after this upload, that video came out.
Oh, they
Hence,
actually did
the
add
wait
it?
ending with 24 and the
Gotta
destiny
freaking
chosen
watch
before
that.
again, the
I
comments
thought that was
choosing
like a
this for
one they
them
didn't
to.
do.
But not all the codes are just about bathing in your own urine. I've saved what's perhaps the most important for last. If you go frame by frame through the ending of Learning to Use the Force, you'll see words popping up around the screen. Kraz uv ovnavsom aukvum saidovko. One final simple
Sounds like God of
substitution
War.
symbol giving us the message, wait, no, something is wrong. He knows. And it's here that things really come together, friends. You see, this coded message saying he knows confirms that there's someone controlling all of this. That there's some all-powerful entity dictating the lives of whoever is trapped in the machine, be it Unus and Annus or someone else. Look at this cinematic scene from their grip strength competition. It's from a mysterious third-party perspective watching the challenge take place. It's someone watching what is happening to these characters, like they're controlling what's going on. But here's the kicker. I think that we get to see whatever this machine is. In Learning to Use the Force again, we're presented
What?
with brief clips of a CGI room with
I'm like
a
into
pattern
this
of
stuff,
the
so
white
I'm
spiral
actually kind of
black
like
and white spiral
understanding
pattern
this
that
theory.
defines the Unus Annus channel. We also see a lone shadowy figure looking out the window. I think
talk about it.
this is the person who's in control, and that this computer room is his command center, his control desk. So with all of that being said, here's what I think's going on. I think both Unus and Annus are in a computer simulation of real life. They exist and are one with the channel, which is why they'll permanently die when the channel's deleted.
Oh my god. They gotta like work on that recognition.
But until then, again, they exist in a
To when the
simulation
person
that can be
stops talking to
repeated
play that.
infinitely. This would explain both their repeated deaths as well as those numerous layers that one has to work through in order to escape. It's also how past versions of Unus and Annus can visit key moments from their journey.
So basically,
and
they
how to
cannot
fire us.
die
The one
until
ultimately
the
in
channel
control, though,
actually
is Death.
dies, or
He's
like
the
until
one
1 year.
watching from a distance. He's the one operating things from his little computer room, and he's the one who'll be the final entity to push delete on this big experiment. As for who's trying to stop the clock, I don't think it's either Unus or Annus, but rather their editor, Mark, who, funny enough, used to be our editor and worked closely with me on the Markiplier Connected Universe episode that we did about a year ago. Anyway, why do I think it would be him trying to escape? Well, for one thing, he's a canonical character in all of this. Everyone from the editors to Amy are a part of the Unus Annus simulation. They're part of the canon, so any of them could realize that they're trapped. Two, all the videos
Freaking
that
Amy's a
Discord has found
robot?
with coded messages so far have been ones edited by him.
Kidding.
Plus, a lot of those hidden messages
No
have been
freaking
a part
Amy's.
of an edited piece of the video. For instance, the graphics package where they make food for their dogs, or the view of the editing software from the magnetic skincare routine video.
Yeah.
And maybe most importantly, number 3, his Twitter handle outright says that he's working from the inside to try and stop the clock. But here's the thing, whoever is trying to stop this, the clock will not stop. It would defeat the purpose of the channel. Death is inevitable. People, places, pets, they
I don't think you
all
can
have a
ever
limited time here on
stop
Earth. We'd love to extend
the
that
clock.
time. We'll fight to extend that time, but in the end,
like the whole
we
message.
all have to go. That doesn't mean that we completely vanish from the world, though. It just means that we become part of something else. A community, a collective memory, an echo of our reality. And no matter how small or how insignificant a life, they all matter, and they all live on in some way. Or, you know, maybe I'm doing exactly what Mark accuses me of.
They try to discern some weird cryptic meaning behind what we do. People are just overcomplicating the idea behind it. They're assuming that we put more thought into it at the beginning than we did.
Hey, I'm not the one throwing coded sheet
I
music
saw
in
that
the
video,
final seconds
actually.
of your dog grooming video. Just saying. It's all just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Wait, was that even
Like I
it?
said, life is short, and there are so many darn good books in the world to read. So many people fighting to crystallize their mortality.
Bro, I've been reading like
so many Game of Thrones
1,000.
books. That's it. There's just a lot of Game of Thrones books, and they're all so long. They're so long, which is why I use our sponsor for today's episode, Audible. Audible is the leading provider of spoken word entertainment and audiobooks. They make it fast and easy to listen to everything from audiobooks to podcasts to guided meditations and more. And with
I guess I'm gonna keep this in like I usually do.
Can help get your smooth quarantine brain wrinkled again like a carpe in no time. Unus Annus is all about making the most of your time, and Audible actually helps me make the most of my wasted time in the car by making it more productive and more fun as I learn and listen to audiobooks. Right now, in an effort to gear up for Halloween, I've actually been
never
revisiting
listened to an
some of my
audiobook
favorite
before.
spooky stories from when I was a kid. Yes, scary stories to tell in the dark is just as scary now as it was back
Mostly
then.
'cause I always have the books with me and I just read them.
I even just say the words and it terrifies me. Somehow this story is actually creepier as an audiobook. It's like I'm sitting around a campfire with someone with a flashlight over their face telling me a spooky story, only I'm at home cowering under my blanket while Stephanie checks under the bed for monsters. So, you know, just like Campfire. Audible members
They should
like
add
myself
like
get access
sound
to
effects
one
to
credit
those.
every month. Good for any title in their premium catalog, and they get to keep it forever. So when Ollie's old enough that he can have the same spider-faced fueled night terrors that I had as a child, memories, that'll be the day. Members also get full access to the Plus catalog with thousands of select audiobooks, podcasts, Audible originals, and more. You can get started with a free 30-day trial right now at audible.com/MattPat. That's audible.com/MATPAT, or you can just text MattPat to 500.
Go do that 30-day free trial if you want. Go, you know, help them.
Top line of the description. It is the easiest way to do it. You don't have to spell anything. And one final thank you to Audible for sponsoring this episode. And as always, remember, it's all just a theory. A game theory. I'll see you all next week.
Okay then. I don't know what to think about that. It seemed kind of like anti. Wait, why'd I move my mic over here? Okay. It seemed kind of like anticlimactic. It's like climactic, but it's kind of interesting that he added like stuff in the blackness, like exactly what, you know, Scott Gotham does. Maybe they're like collaborating or something. But yeah. I'm gonna let that sit in my brain for a day. I knew there had to be like something. I wonder if he like, before he even started it, he like wrote down all those things just so we could like place them on each video. Like that was like the first thing that he kind of did. It would also be possible just to add those in. I don't know. But yeah, that was interesting. I like how like everybody's like involved, you know, and like everyone that's like really like on the channel is like kind of involved with like the plot. And like, you know, Markiplier said, yeah, it could just be a simple story and they weren't even trying to make it like this complicated, but maybe he's just trying to like hide it. That there is like a story. I don't know. But to me, like the whole like channel is just like kind of representing, you know, real life. You know, I'm pretty sure they've said this in videos too, where like it just represents real life and how like we have like a lot of time, but it you know, it just keeps on ticking every single second. So, you know, it starts to add up after a while, or like not add up, but starts to like go away, you know, and some days are quicker and some days are like shorter. So yeah, I like the whole idea, like I said, and I'm gonna watch the last seconds tick away in that live stream, I guess, if that's even what they're doing, for like the final countdown. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Click the like button blue, click the deer, and goodbye.